Life's a beach? Is that what you're supposed to say? Life's a beach? I'm kind of concerned that there's a mouse in here. Life's a beach, then isn't there a saying life's a beach? Don't leave your van doors open, folks, or your windows. That's a dumb saying. Welcome to Kalaloch. Yes, indeed. Welcome to Kalaloch, one of my favorite parts of Olympic National Park. And the storms had finally passed for a bit. We had some respite with some sun, and I decided to spend it here. This is the lodge, by the way, and this is the Kalaloch River. It divides the campground beach from the beach for the people that stay at the lodge, which also ends up going to South Beach, another campground. Here's another look at the Kalaloch River. You can't get by it or past it if you don't mind getting your feet wet during lower tides, but most times I would just go around. There's always interesting things that wash up on the beach. I bet this came from a container ship. The weather was nicer and the daytime tides were lower, but they were still relatively high, which made the beaches seem small. When there's a really low tide, it almost seems like you can walk forever up and down the beach. Coincidentally, we were camped near one of the main attractions in this area, the Tree of Life, which I realized with editing that I never actually show, but I show views from it quite a bit. Do you know where the Tree of Life is? Winter is setting upon us. It's not really, but it just felt cold today. I don't have heat in my van right now. There's a power switch issue that I need to fix, and I'm just not in an area where I can either get that fixed or get the parts. So I'm just toughing it out until I'm done. Hopefully. I'm trying. No, I'll be fine. But it did make me want to stay in bed a little longer. I just kind of watch things on my phone and listen to podcasts and talk to friends. Anyway, the tides are still high and they're not going down. The next low tide's next Wednesday or Thursday. And that's like at sunset, which is a great time, but I won't be here. And the moon was really pretty last night. I got a really quick snap of that. Life at the beach. As far as I know, Kalaloch Campground is open year-round. Not the whole campground, but it's there's usually something. Sites are, at the time of recording, I believe it was $22. If you have an interagency pass, it's half that. And yeah, it's one of those campgrounds that even though there's no services other than restrooms, flush restrooms, water, and, well, there's a dump station, but you have to pay for it. But there's no electrical hookups. But there's views of the beach. It's just one of those campgrounds that I love, and often when I get there, it's hard to pry me away. Reservations are pretty much required from Memorial Day to probably sometime after Labor Day. Don't know the full details on that. It often changes, but if you don't have a reservation in the summer, I would bet that you're not staying there. But the rest of the year, it's first come, first serve, and in my experience, it's always been glorious. There's also something called the Kalaloch Shuffle. Have you ever done that? Good morning, good afternoon, hello, good evening, whatever it is for you right now, and welcome. We are still at Kalaloch at the beach, and I'm going to make clam chowder today. I'm still having propane battery issues, meaning I need a new toggle switch. I need the components for it, and I'm just in a place where I can't get that right now. So in a few days, a week or so, I'll be back in an area that has stuff like that. Anyway, so I'm working with my camp stove, and I don't have much propane left for that because it's just those small bottles that might not be around much longer, and so, which, you know, fine, fair, whatever. And then I also have my camp stove, which I have been using to make boil water and such, but I don't really want to put a 2.5 quart cast iron pan filled with clam chowder things on top of a stovetop like that. So hopefully I'll have enough propane. At the very least, I suppose I'll have the start of clam chowder in a pot that I drive around with until I can heat it, which doesn't sound like a good solution or a good idea. And the clams are canned, so it's nothing super fancy, but when you're on the coast and you go into a restaurant, there's always clam chowder or chowders. So I figured, why not make my own? Because it will be lighter and not thick and gloopy and mysterious and starchy. Or at least that's my intent. I'm more of a soupy, biscuity person as opposed to a thick, chowdery person. Unless it's really good and it's done right. I sound like a chowder snob, but I'm not. But I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, and they put chowder in our formula. So anyway, I'm going to start with something very basic. Just the garlic I have left over. I have a leek. I have some carrots, celery, potatoes. Then I will add, I have some bacon. I'll add seasoning and clams and milk, or I think I have half and half, or yeah, half and half. And yeah, that garlic is done, but I'm just using up the last of my stuff. That's kind of what I'm doing. The rain is supposed to come, so this is probably our last day at the beach. It's been nice. I always like to stay here. It's just so nice to walk down and or walk through even the campground, because it's fall right now, so it's a little quiet. So it's just very peaceful here. You definitely have to be okay with white noise at the ocean and having messy hair like mine. I've been at the beach. I've been enjoying myself. I'm wearing a dress I hate. This dress I got like a clearance dress, and I thought, oh, I'll take a chance. And it turned out I did not like the pattern, but I use it for pajamas. And I think it's inside out right now. Yeah, it's inside out right now because I put it on last night in the dark. Okay, I'm gonna get cutting. I'm not gonna show you the process. It's too boring. Maybe someday I'll have that set up, But here's a shot of the ocean. Maybe I can show you through my window. It needs to be cleaned again. Hannigan is waiting patiently, half leashed. Oh, I'm kind of concerned that there's a mouse in here. Last night she was really playful. It was dark, so I couldn't see for sure, but I thought she was chasing a little brown thing around. It might have been one of her toys. We haven't heard from it since. She doesn't seem to really care. Normally she's all about that. Now that my collar is really bothering me. I would like for her to earn her keep and find this mouse, but she just wants to go outside and play. Look for more mice. Don't leave your van doors open, folks, or your windows. Yes, that's a little better. It's a normal neckline now. That's why I should have, there's no place for it, but a big mirror so I can really have a look at myself before I go out. Of course, I tend to do that anyway, even when I'm in a place with mirrors. I forget. Not a good idea. All right. Everything's in a pot. I'll add a little bit of oil. There's bacon in there, so that'll be sufficient enough, really. A little salt and pepper, and I will cook it over my stove outside. Wish me luck that I have enough propane to at least get these veggies cooked, or get this stuff cooked. Good morning. It's the next day. It's the day to leave. The rain has set in. It is just going to be kind of gray and cloudy today, and then I think that's just as it goes through the week. Some rain and then some gray and cloudiness. Anyway, that's the time for me to leave, plus my batteries are ready. I'm going to say goodbye to Kalaloch. It's still kind of early in the morning. Well, it's mid-morning. The campground filled up. I forgot. It's a 3-day weekend. So it's pretty neat to see so many people come out to camp when they can. I like it. And somebody will get this beautiful spot today and be happy and hopefully enjoy it for the rest of the weekend. It's only when I leave a place like this with the white noise, like with the ocean or a river, when the absence of that noise, that's when it really hits me. But I've been sitting with this sound for days now. I know you can't hear the microphone's not picking it up, but the waves are pretty loud. Mouse update. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen signs of anything. And in my experience, you do at least hear or see signs of a mouse at some point. Usually here, like it's so obvious at a certain point if a mouse is around. But I haven't heard anything. But the cat did get up last night about 3 a.m., hunting time, and she was just sitting really still down on the floor, kind of staring at where I first saw her playing with whatever I thought the mouse was. So, yeah, there might be a mouse in here. I looked everywhere that I could think last night or yesterday. I didn't see anything. So we might be transporting another mouse. I've never told that story. Or maybe I have. I don't think so though. I was at the Needles Overlook in Canyonlands in Utah, just out of Moab. And this storm set in. it made it, visibility was nothing. So I ended up having to spend the night there. And it snowed too. It was really amazing. I filmed it. If I can think or figure out how, I'll put a link there. If not, it'll be below maybe. Anyway, it was a really incredible experience, but we ended up taking a mouse, which I didn't even know about until we got to the Needles part of Canyonlands the next day. And I opened my back for something, and there was a mouse sleeping right next to the cat. It was really cute, but shocking. The mouse opened its eyes and looked at me. I looked at it, and I was just, I don't know, I reacted not in a like scared way, but just like absolutely not. And I picked it up and put it outside. So it moved from one part of the Needles to the other. I hope it has had or is having or had a good life. I hope I didn't disrupt it too much. Probably more action down at the actual part of the campground where I let the mouse off. I don't know. Anyway, that's my traveling mouse story. We've had a few other mice in here and they haven't lasted long, thankfully, but it's always been comical. There's been a bird. I think that's it. I don't think there's been anything else, but there was a bird once. That was pretty surprising and funny. That also didn't last too long. Yeah, anyway, that's my mouse update. So as we leave here, there's no signs of a mouse. I don't even know for sure that I saw a mouse. She might have been playing with the toy. It's very possible. She has a lot of little mice, little play mice. I don't want to pick them up right now because I'm washing dishes. But she might have just been playing with one of those, and really convincingly. So we shall see, and hopefully in the meantime, if there is a mouse, it's not doing any damage.